Hi everyone. Good evening. I hope you have had a much better day than I have. I'm coming to you to talk about suffering from an autoimmune disorder that attacks your joints, the cartilage in between your joints, your organs. It mimics lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and Lyme's disease, all rolled into one. It doesn't mean that I have all three at the same time. However, when I do get an autoimmune flare, which is what I'm in right now, and I am laying on the couch on a pillow under my stomach. I can't get comfortable. I recently found out that my gallbladder, pancreas, and liver are being affected by this lovely disorder, and I will find out soon what exactly is going on in that area. And it could be something really bad, like cancer. I'm only 52 years old, disabled, and live in assisted living with my two emotional support cats. I can't even explain how painful it can be. The only way I can describe it is by saying it feels like there are bricks on top of every joint in my body, and somebody is beating them repeatedly with a mallet. I was also recently diagnosed with chronic regional pain syndrome, which is a neurological disorder that sends your nerves into overdrive. With me, it's my right leg. And I tell you that because I have had almost, I want to say, 25 surgeries. most being within the last 16 years. Growing up, my legs always hurt, and at night I would scream because they hurt so bad, and my mom would come in and rub them until I calmed down or fell asleep, and was told by doctors for years it was growing pains. Another symptom of the lupus part of the autoimmune disorder is that I am extremely allergic to the sun. Even with sunscreen on, I can only be out for a maximum of about an hour. And I start to turn purple. Down south, I don't think it even took a half an hour before I was purple. I ended up in the hospital, and they said I had sun poisoning, which I had never heard of before. I have spent more time in clinics and specialists with surgeons, in the hospital, at home recovering, more than anyone else I know. And I'm curious if there's anyone out there like me. I have to use a walker because of the damage in my right leg. In 2020, I broke both my legs, and I have an apparatus in both knees holding rods down to my ankles that are held together with plates and screws and cages, and yeah. And that's just one instance. I've also had 4 surgeries on my neck. I have 2 plates in the front and 2 plates in the back holding up my neck because the cartilage just disappeared and it was bone on bone. So they had to put spacers in between for cushioning, I guess. Then I had a multi-level fusion on my mid to low back, and it just seems like it's one thing after another. And I did not get diagnosed until I was 30 something. And it is a genetic autoimmune disorder that targets people of Scandinavian descent. I'm the only one in my family that has it. In 2023, I lost my right kidney. I also had to have a hysterectomy. And somehow, by the grace of God, I had 3 beautiful children. Would have been 4 had my body not attacked it, which is what your immune system does when it's not functioning properly. It clumps together, and yeah, at 7 months I lost my baby. That was probably one of the biggest blows through all this, was losing my little man. But God gave me another chance, and I did have another little boy. So I have a daughter and 2 sons on earth, and 1 up in heaven with Grandpa, my dad. Life is not fair. But you can't give up. You can't stop living, even if it is a complete and total struggle. Every day I wake up is a good day. It may be a hard day. It may be a sad day. It may be a painful day. But at least God gave me another day. I know He's with me. I know my dad is with me. Which is why I've had the strength to go through all this. Uh, I also am not immune to German measles, even though I've had the vaccination multiple times. And the specialist who kind of figured out everything that's going on said that it's probably because my mom had it when she was a child. So there's that. There are so many different aspects of this chronic illness that it would take days to tell you everything. But I wanted to let you know where I'm coming from, why I'm starting a YouTube journey. And honestly, it's because my mama is in an Alzheimer's dementia assisted living facility about an hour away from me. And with my driving leg being the way it is, the only way I can get to see her is if someone comes and picks me up and brings me to her. And that's only happened once in 3 years. And I miss her. I miss her so much. Every day. I talk to her on the phone every day. And sometimes she's in a really goofy mood. Sometimes she's not so happy. And I just try to change the subject and distract her with something else. I'll ask her a question, and then when she starts to tell me the answer, then I know she's forgotten about her being upset. That's where I'm coming from. I live in a wonderful assisted living, and I'm very blessed to be here. Do I want to be in assisted living? Absolutely not. No. But I had to make a decision about what was best for me and my health, and being alone at home or in an apartment was just not an option. I have way too much to worry about. But my number one fear is falling. also lost my teeth. I'm sure you've caught on to that by now. Because between having my babies and I don't know which part of the autoimmune disorder it is, but it depleted all the nutrients and everything that make up your teeth and keep them strong. And I could bite into a spoonful of mashed potatoes and there'd be a half a tooth in it. And the dentist wanted to fix them, which meant root canals and reconstruction, and then put a crown on temporarily until you could get the $600 to get the actual crown. Well, that was not ever going to be an option. I just said pull them out because 10 teeth, let's say, would it cost me, what, $60,000? Or $6,000? I don't know, I can't do math. As you can tell, I'm between the pain, lack of sleep, lack of nutrition. I am about ready to just tip over. I don't know why I chose tonight to be the night I share my truth. If anyone else out there is suffering from autoimmune disorders or any type of chronic pain or complex regional pain syndrome, please leave a comment about what you do when you are in excruciating pain and a flare-up. I would love to find a community of people where we could talk about these issues and not be judged and not be made to feel guilty because we have issues that we were born with. It was in our genetics and in our biology, and here we are. I know one thing. We can get through this. because we have the strength that our Savior gave us. And that is why we are all still here today. So, on that note, I would just like to say I get it. I understand if you are stricken with something. I do get it. And I will pray for each and every one of you and for myself that we are being watched over. So that is my pain journey story. I didn't think I'd be able to tell it, but I did it. When you can do it too, and we can connect, and we can go through this together. I might have things that work for me that might work for you, and vice versa. It would just be nice to have other people to talk to. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate you all, and especially if you listened to the whole video. I wish you peace, love, and hugs always. And remember, smile at someone, because you never know what they're going through. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful Saturday night and a wonderful Sunday. And yeah, we'll talk about Memorial Day probably on Memorial Day. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. Good night.